Cheers.
Doing this one-handed is a little bit tricky. We're gonna figure it out, Roni. Ugh. What? This one looks so good. This ain't an Apple commercial. Don't get it twisted.
Alright, keep pushing down. Cheers. So tomorrow is our last big log run before the Chicago Marathon. October 13th is the Chicago Marathon. Tomorrow will be September 22nd. So we are a few weeks out. Anxiety is starting to rise for sure. And it doesn't matter how well I've prepared. And I don't think I could have prepared in these last 6 to 8 weeks, which are the most important weeks of marathon preparation, other than the last 18 months to 5 years of base building. But thinking about race specific fitness, last 6 to 8 weeks, I don't think I could have been any more dialed in, any more locked in, any more precise with my preparation. And I said at the beginning of this block, 24-mile long run in the Cloud Boom Strike, and that's when we really started kicking things into high gear. I said preparation was my word for this block, and every single long run, I've had my gels, I've gotten good sleep, whatever that means for that weekend. Most of them I've been waking up at 4:30 a.m. when that bell calls, getting right up and going to work with the morning routine, the morning system. But no matter how prepared I am, there's always that voice of, man, do we have it? What about last time? How are we going to feel on mile 14? How are we going to feel on mile 17? You only went 16 miles near your marathon race pace. What makes you think you can do 26? What makes you think you can do this? And so I've been struggling to come up with a word for tomorrow, which is our race simulation. And I haven't had a word for every long run, but nearly every long run, I've had one thing to focus on. One mantra. And I was thinking, maybe it's kill. Maybe it's getting into that beast mode, locking in, being aggressive. And I do want to be in that killer mindset tomorrow, but that doesn't quite fit. Maybe it's something like glide. Keep it smooth, keep it free. But that doesn't quite fit either. So what I've landed on and what popped into my head as I was setting up my light here and pulling my shoes over is confidence. Man, we put in the work. There have been no moments over the past few months where I've cut corners, where I've taken the easy way. So it's now time to be confident, and that can be the hardest thing for some of us, no matter how well we prepared. So that is the mantra, that is the mindset. We are locking in. It's time to go hunt. And we're going to be confident that we have what it takes to go eat some pace.
I'm so tired, man. 4:30 a.m. wake up. This is miserable. I don't know how you guys do it who wake up at 4 every day. Shout out to you. I'm glad I work from home and I don't have to commute. Because it lets me sleep until 6 or 7. I could have gone 3 more hours, 4 more hours this morning, but we're here. I can't get the right pre-run routine, just mindset, unless I wake up early. That's why we do it. Also because I can't be out here running around till noon every weekend. We got a family. Yeah, I was just going to show you. I got out of bed at around 10:30 last night because I was hungry. Had a little bit of a snack, but I'm going to get the coffee water going over there, brush my teeth, get some bagels in the toaster. If I didn't have this big workout, I would have 100% gone back to sleep. This has been one of the toughest wake ups, but let's get some future going or something, man. Get the vibes juiced up. Starting it back up at the top, man. Teflon done. Let's go. Be the first case like John, got it? Chop, yeah. Stop, yeah. I'm flopping on a star, yeah. Dude, Future literally just starts mumbling on this song, Plutoski. But if you listen closely at the beginning, he says, everybody wants to talk like me. I think he's doing it to say, alright, if you want to copy me, copy this. Copy this, Lucky. Copy this, Cardi. And I don't think he minds everyone jumping on his wave and being a pioneer because people give him credit. But he's just saying, man, everyone sounds like me. Alright, we're going to distill it down to the core. You couldn't do this. Chopping out the chop. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It goes hard, man. Man, there's some people who gotta force it, and then other people, just the genius is inside them and it comes naturally. That's Future, man. He's a genius. Literally just mumbling. This new Future is fire, but I might need to switch up to some old Future before we get out there, man. Some Lil Haiti baby. Some Stick Talk. Some Lil One. Shout out to all my Zoes putting in work, by the way. Don't let the weirdos get you down. Alright, this is going to be my breakfast today. We got the blueberry bagels from Family Dough. It's a bagel and it's got some blueberries. Fire. These are the best bagels in Charlotte, and it's a 5-minute drive from my house. If you live in Charlotte and you've lived in New York before, or the Northeast, and you're craving that New York style bagel, you gotta come to Mint Hill. Let me know if you do. It's right off 485, and there's a Harris Teeter in the Same Plaza. By the way, the Harris Teeter hack is that they sell the best avocados. They always have ripe avocados. So if you ever need to make guac on football Sunday, Harris Teeter, not Publix. This is just my go-to. Never fails me. And it's usually one of these, when I do the banana and stuff, one of these is usually enough. If I don't do the banana, if I'm getting into other shenanigans, like Nutella, not actual Nutella, but I think it's called nocciolata, then I might have to do two, especially if it's Dave's, which is small, but these are big bagels. I should be good with one. Pop a little bit of wildflower honey. So this brand right here, Busy Bee, it's from the farmer's market, but look at their logo. Looks like they're trying to be a tech company, right? And so I talked to the guy who sells this at the farmer's market. They will come and install a bee, I don't even know what to call it, a beehive. I'm sure there's another more official word. They'll come and install the whole bee trap at your house. So you can have bees in the trap at your house. And I think they come and check on it every month or so or something just to make sure it's good. But they literally give you a whole bee setup. I think it's a few $1,000s a year, which is kind of expensive, but that's why it looks like they're a tech company, because they literally come to the farmer's market to sell this honey as a lead generation tactic. It's just crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's the corporate influence trickling down too much into the Matthews farmer's market. But shout out to Busy Bee, putting in work, hustling, trying to get those leads, man. If you want some bees in the trap, and you live in the greater Charlotte area, shout out to Busy Bee. Their honey is fire too. Alright, no more honey talk. Just money talk. We gotta lock in. Breakfast time. Breakfast time. Cheers. I finished breakfast and I finished the Mixtape Pluto. I think this is my third time through the album. It's solid. He's invigorated. He's coming with some good flows. Starts it off with energy. First 5 songs are all bangers. He's coming with that high tempo, classic trap energy. There's only 2 or 3 skips on here. That MJ song is terrible. The mix on Surf and a Tsunami is super weird. It could have been cool, but the mix is really off. The synths are way too high. There's another song, I think it's Ocean, where the synths are just turned up way too high and the drums are muddy. I think he's going for that Beast Mode 2 sound on those, but it just doesn't click. Yeah, Press the Button is a banger. He's going 56 Nights. South of France, probably the best song. This is some of the best rapping I've seen. He's juxtaposing his background with where he currently is. He says, I'm always going to be a hood guy. I'm even if I'm in the south of France, you can never take the dog out of me. That's what a lot of people don't get, man. Changing up out here once they get some money, because all they want is money. Lost My Dog, that's another great storytelling song. There's some great storytelling songs in here. My takeaway is, and I know it's supposed to be Mixtape Pluto, he's going back to the trap days, but I've just felt like in the 2 Metro albums, even in I Never Liked You, and now in this, the last 3 major projects, I want to see Future take his pen game, his writing game to the next level. His flows on this are sick. He's the flow goat. Not just trap, but maybe rap all time when we're thinking about melodic flows. There's one song on here, I think it's Oath, where he's just effortlessly gliding. He's gliding like we're going to be doing out there in a few minutes. But the words, and I know people always say, oh, it's trap, it's not about the words. That's not true. If you listen to Lucky, who's derivative of Future and his recent
iteration, his new sound, if you anything flawless like me on, Lucky is the best trap writer right now. I would like to see Future in his next iteration. He's 42 now. I think 42. He's 40 at least. I would like to see him push that pen game, push the storytelling, get more in that South of France bag, get more in that too fast bag. Stop it with the weird, overly descriptive bars about what you're doing or who. We don't need to hear that. It's that uncle talk at the barbecue, bro. We don't need to hear that. Push the pen game. More of that South of France energy. More of that press the button energy. 6.5 out of 10. We're going to go back to some old school. Kick it off with some Lil One. Get in that zone. Let me drop a bird on you. Man, this is one a lot of people don't know about. Super slimy. This is a good one. No cap. This will get you fired up. Man, DS2 is hitting this morning. Do you know why DS2 is great? It's got a real sense of terroir. You can tell where he was and what he was doing. A lot of these boys out here, they don't have terroir. You're just on some generic trying to be like everybody else. And if you're trying to be like everybody else, you're not going to be anybody. That's the issue, man. Tap into that terroir. All right, so before we go here, let's open up the Book of Daniels one more time. Oh, I had this on the VDOT page. That's not our page. So this is the marathon training plan that I have been roughly following with some adaptations, but you can see here, starting from week 6, this is where we picked it back up. So I was doing the first few weeks over here, starting from 11:10. I got sick a little bit in August, and I just deviated from the script. That's okay. Sometimes we deviate from the script, but starting from week 6 back to now, we've been cruising. So, a little threshold workout here, crushed it. Another threshold workout here, crushed it. Interval workout, crushed it. Last week was a long run, steady pace long run. We did fine. I was in the 1080. I was tired. This workout this week, we did okay. This was a threshold and interval session, and now this is today. So he's prescribing a 20-mile long run, 4 miles of warm-up into 6 miles marathon pace, into 1 mile of threshold, into 6 miles of marathon pace, into 1 mile threshold. So that would be 14 miles at marathon pace or faster, threshold mile at mile 11, and a threshold mile at mile 17. So that's the important thing, hitting those threshold miles at 11 and 17 and holding on to marathon pace for at least 14 miles. If I can hit the warm-up and cool down faster, I will. Especially the cool down, if I'm feeling it, I'll just cruise. But if not, getting at least 14, that's all we need this morning, at least 14 at marathon pace. And the thing is, last week, 2 days after I did this, this workout here, the 6x1 kilometers, plus the 4x400s, 2 days after I did this, I did 16 miles faster than marathon pace, about a 5:57 pace for that, and I was cruising at 5:50s and 6s for most of it. So this shouldn't be, where are we? I keep losing it. This one. Physically, this shouldn't be too challenging of a workout this morning. I've already done this multiple times. I've also gone 14 at marathon pace multiple times. So it's just staying locked in and executing. Keeping that terroir. Remembering where we are while we're doing this and how is it going to be done. All right, last thing before we go. I'm just sitting at this table trying to get in the zone, and I accidentally looked at the notifications on my phone. I didn't even try to do it. It just popped up, and I saw how many new app customers we created yesterday, and it was only 4. I usually like getting 10 per day, and this is why I tell you, do not look at social media. I say this nearly every long run video. I do not look at social media. I do not look at any of the apps. I don't look at anything that can influence my mood, anything external. I listen to music, I look at my workout, and I protect my energy. We stay connected to what we are trying to do. So yeah, these app customers kind of knocked me off my game a little bit, because then I got in my head about, am I promoting it enough? Am I saying the right things? Try to stay focused on the task at hand. Man, I've done everything I can this morning to hype myself up, and it is just not coming. I just feel like I have no juice, and I'd rather be in bed sleeping. But this is the thing about racing. We don't get to choose when the race is. So we don't get to choose when the big workouts are. We just gotta get up and do them. And this is what I was saying last night about trusting the training and feeling confident. It really doesn't matter if I got 6 or 8 hours of sleep. The margin of error, based on how I've been training, should be well within that, no matter if I got 6 or 8 hours of sleep, no matter if my energy level is an 8 or a 5. We just gotta come out here and execute. We've prepared. It's just some mornings we feel like this.
We just gotta roll. We just gotta roll. 3 minutes in, man, we got this. Easy. Easy. We just gotta get the legs moving. I'm gonna be flying today. We just had to get out, shake out the nerves. We are gonna be rolling. Let's go. All right, that was mile 2. We hit a 650 and a 640. Struggling to find any sort of a rhythm yet, but it's just a warm up. I'm just really in my head, and it's hard to shake the nerves sometimes. I was hoping to come out here and push a little faster out of the gates, but it's not coming, so I'll just wait for mile 4 and drop it once I have 30 minutes of warm up. Mile 3, that was a 7:09. I just feel soft and slow. This just feels like one of the days where I don't have it, but sometimes you have to force it. So that's what's gonna be this morning. I hate these runs. I hate these runs. First mile marathon pace, 5:51. We went and forgot who we were for a second, man. We had to remember. We had to let them know. Little boys want to copy? Gosh dang, copy this, man. Rolling. We're gonna put out a dominant performance this morning. When it's game time, it is game time. We gotta let them know. Shake it off. Shake and bake. If they're sleeping on you, make sure they're awake, and then we come and take it. Let's go, man, rolling.
Mile 9 here. One more to go before the threshold. Last 2 miles, 6:04, 6:05. I'm pressing more than I'd like to get this pace. Nothing feels smooth today. Threshold. Man, I've been in my head this entire time, but I'm running this pretty much perfectly. Last 2 miles of marathon pace were 6:06, 6:04 after the threshold mile, which was straight uphill, 5:47. So we're on the home stretch here. This is basically mile 21 of the race. Feeling strong. 4 more miles to go of marathon pace. 1 more threshold, and then we'll cool it down. We got this. We fought for this, man. Holy cow. This has been a fight. Bare knuckle brawl. But we're in it. Running tall. Last threshold. Hit it with all we got. Bare knuckle brawl. Let's go. All right, we finished 5:44 on that threshold mile, but that was downhill. Man, I just don't have it right now. It's frustrating. I was hitting threshold at 5:30s a few weeks ago. Now I can barely hit a 5:45. But we did it according to the book. According to the VDOT, it's just not as smooth as it was 2 weeks ago, so. Some days the struggle and the pain is fun and we can get into the demon time mindset and grind. Other days it's just straight up frustrating. That was choppy. I can tell my fitness is just right on the line right now. A few weeks ago I was probably peaking, and that's not how I like racing. I don't like actually racing at all. I hate racing, but I do not want to show up questionably prepared, and that's how it feels right now. but we're still 3 weeks out. I don't know, man. I hit it by the book, so can't be too upset. Well, nearly by the book. I had a few misses. This is the thing. I feel like sometimes I set this impossibly high standard, so then I can never be satisfied with anything that I lay out here, but I just got a lot of 4-letter words on my tongue right now. Dang. Bro, I might have to sell my last Morton up here. Morning. More like a mess. This is why I love Mint Hill though, man. Check this out, watch. So back here, we got the good old boys sipping whiskey and rye in their RVs. On this side, we got the Vietnam vets and the old Chevy. And then if we amble down the neighborhood, you'll see we got one of these numbers with a dumped Range Rover, 4 cars in the driveway. They usually have a little hoopty right here with the slanted rims. It's great. And then on the other side, you got the little grandma in the station wagon and a Subaru trailer in a boat. A few more houses with pickup trucks, some guys putting in the work. And then we have the transplants from Greenwich, Connecticut, who bought an old Mint Hill double-decker, painted it white, brought the Grand Cherokee down, put a palm tree in the backyard, and they also have an Audi station wagon, an A4 in the garage, next to the guys who keep a pile of sand out in the front for recreation with 4 SUVs that don't run. That's why I love Mint Hill. Man. Whew. So 20 miles, average 6:20 pace, 2 hours, 6 minutes, 42 seconds. Wish I could have hit it a little harder, but some days we gotta be satisfied with doing it by the book. It just kills me because I know I have a little bit more in me, but hey, maybe that's what we'll give them on race day, just a little bit more. It's just been a bit of a slog the past week and a half, last 3-4 workouts. Nothing has felt smooth, but we're hitting them, and I think I missed on 1 or 2 miles there, but if we take average pace, I was spot on, except for the threshold. But we got it done. It's done. It's behind us. 20 miles, 6:20 pace. That's not bad. That is not bad. It's also not great. So some days that's the reality. Some days it's not a glorious banquet, and it's also not heading to the gallows to get our heads chopped off. But I think these are the toughest days where it's somewhere in between, because we can't completely wallow and discard a horrible performance, and we also can't say, man, we crushed it. But reality is in between. Reality is in between. So it was just an aftertaste of nothingness to that workout. All right, I'm going to shower and then we can close this out.
I don't really have anything positive or motivational to say right now. That workout was hard and I feel beaten down. And I feel like I've just been going through the motions today and this week. But I think sometimes maybe that's what we need to do. Charles is putting up a hard fall wreath. So this is what I'll say, man. No matter how we feel, if we committed to something, we gotta come out here and chop. That's how I feel. I did not want to do this workout. I did not want to get out of bed. Some days I don't want to make these videos. I did not want to run marathon pace. I did not want to run threshold pace, but I did it. That's the takeaway. And that's what I said at the beginning of the block. I do run by feel a lot, and the downside of that is some days when I feel like running fast, I'll run fast. Some days when I feel like running slow, I'll run slow, but I don't always show up when I need to. But I've done that consistently this block. I've beaten myself into the ground to be able to consistently execute, and I executed this workout pretty much as prescribed. So let's throw it up here. 4 miles of warm-up into 6 miles of marathon pace. I hit the first 2 miles of marathon pace pretty hard just because I was not feeling it at all, and sometimes just getting out there and going will wake up the legs. So hit those at 550s, did not settle into a groove at all in that first set. And I don't know if I settled into a groove in that entire workout, but this workout is hard because you have 6 miles of marathon pace and then a mile of threshold, and then another 6 miles of marathon pace, and then another mile of threshold. So I like the long marathon pace because you can just settle in and get into a rhythm. With this one, with the turning, the hills, the pace changes, it was a little bit just up and down, and I couldn't find that rhythm, especially on the first set. So then we hit the threshold mile. I thought I was moving. I thought I was at 530s. It turns out I was at a 547, but let me actually look at elevation gain on that one because it felt like I was going uphill pretty much that entire time. Yeah, 36 feet of elevation gain on that threshold mile. I honestly think it might have been a little bit more. Regardless, we were going uphill, so that was a 547, 548. And then I settled into a little bit of a groove on that last set, and I was clipping off 605s pretty much straight through the last set, and hit the last threshold at 544. It never felt easy, but some days it's not. Some days it's not. Some days good enough has to be good enough. And that was today. And this is what I always say, man. It doesn't matter. These training plans are here as a guide to help us get the best out of ourselves and to put some guardrails around our training. I go off script a lot. And I put this video together yesterday about the best marathon training plan for every type of runner to synthesize some of the learnings from these books and to give guides to people based on the levels they are at. Any of these books can help us train. For most of us hobby joggers, it's not about the exact optimal little adaptation. So doing this 14 miles, I could have done 16 miles. I could have done 12 miles, but we got up, we did it. We got another fitness building workout and hopefully a confidence building workout that I can look back at and say, I did that even when I felt like complete garbage. But man, I threw every trick that I had up my sleeve at that one, and it did not make it easier. I took a Morton caffeine gel before we left here. I was trying to listen to Future. I was trying to convince myself that we were going to dominate, and we did fine. It was just complete medium. We didn't smash it, and it wasn't horrible. It felt like a tie. We tied with the workout. We did it just as we were supposed to do it, which is good. That's fine. That's what training is supposed to be about. You do it at the level of intensity. So I have taper coming up, I think. I don't like tapering either. I'm just pretty much over this training block. Yeah, I'm over this training block. I don't like racing. I don't really have anything positive to say. We're going to live on to fight another day.